and welcome to the third episode of Campus Dialogue, where ideas are shared, questions are explored, and conversations truly matter. This show is powered by Salesian TV, the first and only college television studio in North Bengal, and presented by Salesian College Autonomous Sanada in collaboration with the Department of Mass Communication and Journalism. I am Ragini Chetri, Assistant Professor, Department of Sociology, and it is a pleasure to host today's discussion. Restaurants are not spaces where people eat, but rather they are places where cultures meet, communities gather, and stories unfold. Today, we have with us a person who has been a very special part of the food culture of Kurseong, and his name is Mr. Jaspal Singh Bindra. He is the owner and proprietor of the Amarjeet Hotel, Cafe Kurseong Diaries, Baking Diaries, Punjabi Karai, and Cafe Karma Diaries. It is an honor to introduce him to Campus Dialogue Episode 3.
Thank you, Ragini. It was such a fantastic introduction. Thank you so much.
So, sir, I would like to ask you that I know that the Amarjeet Hotel has been a part of your grandfather's vision. So this legacy has been passed on to you. So how was your experience of carrying forward this legacy? And basically, when did you realize that you wanted to be a part of this vision that your grandfather held for our town?
So, my grandfather was from the Pakistan of Punjab, and after partition, they moved in here. The good part is that it was not my grandfather, but it was my uncles and my father who decided to move to Kurseong. Now, speaking forward of carrying with the legacy, I think it's actually a responsibility. You know, when you say legacy, it's not legacy, but how we have seen now is that the world has evolved. Ragini, the sandwich that you had when you were a child was just bread with cucumbers, tomatoes, and salt and pepper. You know, just with some little bit of butter, at the most ketchup. Times have changed and things have changed, and it's not the same. But I think the key word is called adaptability, like how we have adapted, and I'm happy to say that we've adapted very beautifully with time. Not only just adapted, but also created. With Baking Diaries coming in, we said that we want to create something for Kurseong, something for my hometown where I grew up, something that people would be proud of and saying that, yes, this is where we come from and this is where Baking Diaries is, and yeah, this is the place which provides you chemical-free breads that are free from preservatives. So I think it's not about for me, it's not about the legacy anymore, but it's about more doing something for the town that each and every town member of Kurseong would actually be proud of.
Yes, so I can see that you believe in adaptability, you believe in molding yourself with the changing times, and so I have been to your restaurant. It's a very well-known space, and there are people coming in from different parts of the country, and sometimes I see tourists as well.
Yes.
So entrepreneurship requires a lot of creativity, passion, and of course it involves a lot of risk. And how have you navigated through the entrepreneurial journey while running so many restaurants?
So, Ragini, that's an amazing question. First of all, we will break down entrepreneurship, and if we look at, if we look at what commerce was for. So the prime purpose of commerce was to add value, to do something for the society. And great entrepreneurship happens if you do something for the society. When we made Kurseong Diaries, we wanted to sell Kurseong as a complete product. You know, Kurseong was more like just a stopover place where people would just stop to have a washroom break, max have a tea and samosa, and then just go to Darjeeling. With Kurseong Diaries, we said that how can we put this little town on the map of Kurseong, so that when people come by, they would take a stop at it. When we started Baking Diaries, what we saw was there were breads. People were getting constipated with breads. People were looking for healthy options. And that's when the thought came, why not provide something which is absolutely preservative free, which is absolutely chemical free. Though it came with a very small shelf life, like if you see, our breads do not survive for more than 3 days. You would see people often call us and say that itna jaldi fungus lag gaya. But we are happy that we've added value to a lot of health. When we look at the broader picture, yes, we've had a lot of wastage, we've had a lot of pain. There was a time when people didn't understand and we would throw away more than 10,000 rupees of goods each and every single day. We did go through that, but we stuck to the purpose, and that was, how can we add value to people's lives? How can we give them something which would enrich their lives, which would make their lives better? And this is how Kurseong Diaries and Baking Diaries came. Now the second part that you said was about how do we navigate through this. So yes, entrepreneurship is a sport where one day you would feel that you're on top of the moon and everything is going right. Just the very next day you'll have a strong dip. Okay, it is like that. So yes, entrepreneurship is more like a sport. You have to have a mindset of a sports person while you're playing this. You have to train every day. You cannot say that, oh, I've arrived and now I did not do anything. You have to train like a warrior. They say that sweat more in training and bleed less in war. So you have to prepare for every moment. You have to create new things each and every single time, thinking not just about trends, but thinking, how can this product add value? How can this benefit my consumer? How can this product benefit the person who's entering through our doors? How can this product benefit the person who's entering through our town? So, I think if that answers.
Yes, of course. You have told about how entrepreneurship is about adding value, and that it's more like a sport. And I think that our viewers will also realize that it's important to prepare when you are going ahead with entrepreneurship. So preparation is the key.
Yes, absolutely.
Preparation is the key to being a good entrepreneur. So my other question for you is, in your restaurant, a lot of people come in throughout the day, there are couples, there are family members, there are individuals who just walk in alone to enjoy food or beverage or a drink. Throughout these years while you've been working, I'm sure that you've formed a lot of connections. In fact, we have made a connection through your restaurant. So it has been a pleasure. So throughout these years, with the immense connections that you've made with people, what kind of changes have you seen in people themselves, in their habits, in their taste for different food or cuisines? So what kind of changes have you seen in human beings themselves?
So the biggest change that we have seen now is earlier people would not want to try anything that was new. Earlier the concept of a product that was new, if I would say here is something and this is new, people would reject that idea. They would say that it's the same thing packaged in a different way. Now comes a time that we have people who enter our doors and ask us, what is new? What is something that I can try here? What is something that I can have that I've never tried before? And this is how when you enter Baking Diaries, you see there's a shelf and there are these fancy looking pastries which a consumer must have never seen before. So now comes the time where people are exposed to television, and then there's Netflix and so much of information in the internet that people do want to explore what is new. People do want that bit of adventure. People do want that sense of feeling that, okay, I've entered this space and now I'm here to surprise my loved ones, my partner, or maybe surprise myself with something that I've never done before.
Okay, so today the people who dine in restaurants are trying to explore the horizons with cuisine. So yes, and the next thing that I would like to ask you is about, you spoke about risks being there in your field. So I just want to know how you navigate these risks, because as a teacher, our students I feel that they have the need to learn about resilience and perseverance. So how would you navigate all these challenges that come your way? Because you told me entrepreneurship is where you're at the top one day and the next day there could be a fall. So how did you cope up with the stress and the tensions and the various pitfalls that came your way while you were running your restaurant?
So, yes. Okay. So I'll put it this way, that when you are doing entrepreneurship or when you are in leadership of any form, you need to learn to dance with your fears. Okay. It's only when you dance with your fears and when you get challenged, that's the time you grow. Now, often fear paralyzes us. Often when we see fear, we tend to freeze and we tend to avoid, we tend to run away. But what has really worked for me is something that one of my mentors has taught me, and that is journaling down, and I do that quite often. And journaling is nothing but sitting down, scribbling on a piece of paper. And whenever some kind of fear strikes me, I journal down and I ask myself few questions. That how could this be worse? How could this be worse? It's such a powerful question. What's the worst that can happen? How can I grow from this situation? What happens if I overcome this fear? And when I sit down with my earphones on, you've seen me many times doing that in the cafe, listening to some kind of music, I start answering by myself. So great way to overcome fear is to sit down. If it works quietly for you, do it quietly, like I do with music on, and ask yourself some questions which are very important. And like I said, how could this be worse? How can I overcome this? What good can happen if I overcome this? And the moment you start to answer these questions, you tend to see that there is a brighter side, there's a brighter future. Once you are in a position to manage that risk, or you're in a position to overcome that fear. I think if you learn to dance with your fears, if you come towards the edge, that's the time you grow. And journaling works for me. So this is what I do. And most of the times you've seen me with earphones on and I'm scribbling, and people most of the time they think I'm writing a book, but it's actually I'm asking myself some questions.
So to overcome your fears, it is very important to have conversation with oneself.
Absolutely.
Think about the different possible scenarios that could unfold. So that is a splendid way to dance with our fears, like Mr. Jaspal beautifully put it. I think you could write a book someday because you frame your phrases very beautifully. So now we come to this may be a little personal, but now that you've reached this stage, and I'm proud of you, and you inspire me with your words and the way you live your life and the way you've been there for your family and the way you've been running the place so beautifully. So this is a bit of a personal question. If your younger self saw you today being this person, wonderful, amazing person that you are, how would he or she feel, your younger self?
I never asked that to myself. The younger self would have never believed this self to have happened. Times have changed a lot, and education now is quite different. When I enter this campus, I see this to be such a remarkable campus, and I was telling you that it's so beautiful. And I probably need a GPS map to navigate through this. So when we were small, we did not have that kind of access to information like the people and the students now have. So the imagination would have not been possible. But let's say if there was a time machine where I could travel back, and if I would meet my younger self, I think my younger self would have not believed it initially, but I think the older self would have gone and said the younger self that hey champ, take it easy, it's all going to happen someday, and just surrender, just learn to surrender to the universe. I think that is the conversation that the present self would have with the younger self.
Thank you so much for answering such a personal question so beautifully. Surrendering is important, and I think you have to believe in yourself as well and surrender to what the plans that the universe holds for you. So the final question that I would like to ask you, and this is coming from a very sociological perspective since I'm a sociology teacher, you observe a lot of things in your day-to-day life because you are a part of a place where, like I already mentioned, different cultures, communities meet. So I would like to know if you would call yourself a student of the human nature, because you've been observing so many people from different walks of life entering into the various restaurants that you are running. So would you call yourself a student of a human nature? And what have you learned from your observations of people who come into your restaurant?
So Ragini, that's a terrific question, and I'd like to tell you that every day when I walk to my place, I walk with not a black belt mentality. In karate, you've got a black belt, but every single day I enter my place with a white belt mentality. And I keep telling this to all my guys, that never think that you have arrived. I was going through a very beautiful documentary, and I saw that the people who died while they were scaling up Mount Everest did not die when they were climbing up, but they died when they were coming down. Because when they reached up, they were so high and so happy that they have arrived, that they could not handle the excitement, and they thought that going down was easier. And the moment they started going down, they had this sense of being accomplished, and overconfidence is the time when they faced death. And I keep telling this to all my guys, whether it's here, whether it's Siliguri, whether it's Sukna, that always learn to have a white belt mentality. Every day you start fresh. Every day you start like a student. So we have feedback forms when you enter any of our places. And those feedback forms are given to you digitally, and you fill them up. And the moment you put something that you did not like, one of our team members does get in touch with you. They'd never say that it was absolutely perfect, but maybe you did not understand this taste. They just say, we are sorry. What can we do to rectify it? Can we meet you? Where do you live? And they make sure that that particular good is delivered to their doorstep. And we've had our team delivering it to Siliguri. We've delivered it to Darjeeling. We've delivered it to Chimney. We've delivered it to there's a at the mountaintop. There's a homestay. What's it called? Si se hai. I'm not getting the name, but yeah, Chatakpur. We've delivered it to Chatakpur too. So the Mool mantra is be a student every day. And I've seen the best of the best people in my industry or any other industry, whenever they are attending a seminar, they're not at the back, they're at the front, taking down notes, listening to the speaker. They are there thinking that, they start here fresh today. No matter how arrived they are. I've seen the biggest people in my industry and other industries, and I've seen them in a seminar. When they're in a seminar, they're not at the back. They don't think that they know everything. But I see them at the front, taking down notes. And when there's a tea break, they sit and they have a conversation. They exchange notes with each other. So I think having a student attitude every single day teaches you a lot. It not only teaches you a lot, but it keeps you grounded. Having a white belt mentality is something that has helped me, that has made me reach where I've reached. And yeah, that's it.
Thank you. It's important to engage in continuous learning, to learn every day, to never reach that point where you say, I know it all, but to say that.
Yeah, Ragini, this is very interesting. So you've seen people skiing in the internet. The best of the skiers, when they finish their competition, they go to the mountaintop and they start with the basics again. They don't do anything that is advanced. They start with the basics. They become a student again. So I think becoming a student every single day, even when one passes out from this university, from this college, and understanding that it's their day one to work or any form of leadership that they are in, even if it is not leadership, but if you approach every single day saying that this is going to be my day one, I think you're going to put in a lot more effort. So you become more alert, more aware, and you're on your toes, and you're not, you don't have that attitude that I've arrived and I need to relax a bit. But I think as far as you're on your toes, it keeps you alive, it keeps you young, it keeps you grounded, and I think it does make you successful.
I think this is important for all of us to start new every day. Like every day is a new beginning, and continuous learning is really important, not just as a scholar, but in entrepreneurship as well. And I would like to tell you that in our college, we have many students who I would like to say are budding entrepreneurs.
Wow.
They crochet stuff, or they will cook something, or they will try to sell it out, or do something to add value to our lives. Probably crochet a rose and give it to their friends or their loved ones during Rose Day, or telling us that we make this, so ma'am, can you please take a look at it? So any message for young entrepreneurs, not just in our college, but to everyone who will be watching this?
So the simple message is, it's a beautiful world outside, and every day is beautiful. Learn to love every day, learn to cherish everything, operate out of love. Okay, when you operate out of love, whether you are making, you're cooking, or you're making any small thing or a big thing, the effect is different. The effect is rippling. Like when I see Ed Sheeran is one of my favorite singers, and he sang the same way when he started fresh, when he was singing in the underground tube, and he sings the same way when he's arrived, and he sings a song for anyone when he's walking on the road, and because he loves what he does. And I think that is more important, that whatever you do, you need to learn to love that task, that particular thing that you do. And once you learn to operate out of love, I think life just becomes beautiful.
That is such a beautiful message for all our viewers, and especially our students across the world who will be watching this. So it's such a lovely message, and not only for the students, but with this conversation, I am inspired a lot as well. And you've taught me things with this conversation, which I will definitely keep with me in my coming days, especially about loving your life. Sometimes we tend to, neglect our everyday life. We think, oh, this is mundane, this is something that we are doing every day, so it does not have much value to it. So with a conversation like this, I will remember to love and cherish every single moment of our life. And with this, we come to the end of this episode of Campus Dialogue. And I would sincerely like to thank Mr. Jaspal Singh Bindra for taking out time from his busy schedule to be here with us in Salesian College, Sanada. in Gorabari on a pretty cold day. I would like to thank you for enlightening us with your kind, loving and inspiring words. It has been an honor to have you in our campus, and I would like to again thank you for coming here, for sparing time for us and our students. And with this, we come to the end of our show, and until next time, let's keep the conversation alive. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.